Hello there everyone, this is Speckblocklime here with another reaction video for all of you today. Now the video I'm reacting to is from the channel Jaden Animation. The video is called Crazy Substitute Teachers. Pretty sure if you've been in a certain amount of schooling systems, you've probably had at least once, maybe twice, minimum 3 I feel, substitutes during all your school time. If you at least went from first to the last grade, which I don't know what you guys would call it, but usually I think it considered like the 12th grade. So at some point, I'm sure before first you had some preschooling or whatever, or kindergarten, but not everybody. That's why I'm going with first. So anyways, at some point you might have had a substitute, at least maybe a few. Most of the time I think they're normal. They're just regular people. They just usually come in and just whatever they usually do, whatever the teacher that wasn't there left us an assignment. Usually, unless it was a big emergency, then they just go with what they have, what they think they can do. Like if the previous teacher didn't leave anything behind. And most of them are chill. Most of them are okay. Some of them are a little serious, but they do the work right. But then sometimes you might get a really, really, really tough one that takes stuff too serious. And they either do the thing that they're trying to do, like the teacher, but harder, or they try to go route and they even make something even harder their own. And I'm like, oh. And then sometimes they can be super strict. And I'm like, I mean, I get you're a teacher, but you're a substitute teacher. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't pay attention to stuff that's happening, but at the same time, don't be as strict, though. I don't know. I do wonder, like, when you're a substitute teacher, like, is that your permanent job, or can you become permanent teacher? I think I know substitutes become, like, real full teachers, but I don't think I've ever seen it happen. I know it happens, I've just never seen it. I don't remember any substitute teacher that I knew becoming a full-fledged teacher. One thing I just want to say so quick, where do the substitute teachers come from? Like, is there some place that they're waiting or sitting or something, and then they get called and then they come in substitute or something? And if they do they go a whole bunch of different schools, or do they only go one specific school because that's the only one they're assigned to? Huh, never thought about it until that, too hard until now. Okay, anyway, before I get too much tangent and make the video super long, let's start with the video because I don't, maybe I'll make a comment at the end. So anyways, Crazy Substitute Teachers from Jaden Animations, here we go.
Yo, what's up, homesicles? I'm gonna talk about substitute teachers. I want to say, for the most part, we all like having subs. You walk into the classroom expecting it to be a normal day, and you glance over at the teacher,
you want to just have a little bit of a break.
Yes, don't have to try today. Most subs are pretty cool. They don't really care too much either, and everyone just ends up having a nice easy break day. They have this attitude like, okay, so I'm just gonna pop in a movie or something, do whatever you want. I'm just here to make sure you don't all go Miley Cyrus wild and poke some kid's eye out with a ruler. But sometimes they don't care too much, and it gets kind of weird. Like once I had a math sub where we were just doing a worksheet or something, and this girl behind me was eating carrots, but all of a sudden she started choking on one of her carrots and was gasping and gagging and stuff, and everyone turned around and was mortified. What do we do? We all looked over at the sub for help and guidance or something, because of all people, he should have a plan. And he was just looking at her, not doing anything. I'm sure if the girl could have spoke at that time, she would have said, "Freaking, I'm choking on a carrot here. What are you looking at? Do something, you buffoon!" Ah! So for a small period of time, everyone was just helplessly looking at this poor girl choking on a carrot. No one knew what to do. Finally, one guy got up and did the choking Heimlich procedure they teach us. It was so legit. He even did the "are you choking" question like they say you have to. If you haven't heard of the technique, or for some reason they changed it, the steps are: approach the person and ask, "Are you choking?" Do not proceed if they are not choking. It actually says that. Get behind the person and wrap your arms around their waist. Be ready to support them if they faint. Take your fist and place the thumb side against their belly, just above their belly button. Grab the fist with the other hand and thrust into the belly. And the final step is: repeat thrusts until the object pops out, or until the person faints. So the girl didn't faint. He actually got the carrot out of her throat, and everyone was relieved. And after all that hullabaloo, we all kind of looked over to see what the sub had to say about the situation, and Nothing. He just watched the situation with a blank slate look on his face. Like, what the heck? What are you? I've never seen less of a reaction from such a big situation from anyone in my entire life.
Too
He should
chill.
make a reaction channel, come to think of it. He'd blend in with most of the people on YouTube doing it already. Anyway, enough with Mr. Blank Slate. I remember when I was in high school,
yeah,
we
there's
had
some
kind
people
of a
that just
main
like
group
look at the
of
video
substitutes that were common to have when a
and
teacher
don't really
called
say anything, and like, okay, that's sort of a reaction,
old
I
man
guess.
guy that everyone knew.
So I'm gonna have to work a little harder because since I don't really have the
hated.
capabilities of
And before you
putting
say something like,
myself
"Oh, Jaden,
out
that's kind of rude to say," in our
picture,
defense, he
I have to put a
hated
little
us
more
too.
work.
Whenever a person walked in and saw him sitting behind the teacher's desk, the immediate thought would be,
oh,
crap,
that one
it's gonna be a rough day
substitute
today.
teacher.
No one had to say it,
Ooh,
but we were all thinking it. Okay,
that's like
Jaden,
when you're
so
like,
what was it
where's my teacher? You're like,
stand up,
is that one
Zane,
substitute
sit
you
down,
don't like?
'cause I'm getting started. Take the strictest person you know and throw them out the window because this guy is now that person. I think he saw himself as a military instructor leading juvenile delinquents.
It's really bad when you're that
he
kind of
wanted every
teacher
child
because
to be behaving perfectly.
it's like I'd rather have my regular teacher because at least like we were doing work, it'll be normal. But now you're gonna make it more stressful.
With the same lecture.
I'm like, oh no.
All right,
I think I remember
sit
having
down
at
and
least
zip
2 of
up
those in my
because we're
life
taking
where I had
attendance.
substitutes like
If
that.
I hear any talking, you're being written up. I don't tolerate jokesters in my classroom. I'm going to call out your last name, followed by your first name. And if I don't hear you say present, then you're being marked absent. You should be paying attention because you only have one chance, and I'm not calling names twice. If I pronounce your name wrong, correct me. Alright? Here we go.
He says that exact paragraph every time he starts a class, and I know it because I've had him enough times to have it power washed into my head. I kind of want to believe he has it written down and framed somewhere in his house so he can proudly look at it before he goes to bed every night. And he actually gets mad if you don't correct him if he says your name wrong. I know from experience. I don't care when people pronounce my name wrong. It happens all the time. I've gotten used to it. So I thought I wouldn't make a big deal out of it.
Animations Jaden.
Here.
Did I say that correctly?
It's close enough.
Correct me next time.
Sorry? He reminds me of if, like, Oscar the Grouch had a pet lemon, but the lemon was expired by 2 months and he keeps forgetting to throw it away. Like, oh crap, the lemon. I'll do it tomorrow. And he doesn't do it tomorrow, so I'll call him Mr. Yet to be Thrown Out Lemon. Just for simplicity. I truly don't know why Mr. Yet to be Thrown Out Lemon worked as a substitute teacher, because you could just see the child hatred in his eyes. Somehow, he made everyone in the class feel uncomfortable just by existing. So let me tell you a story about Mr. Yet to be Thrown Out Lemon. We had him in a biology class once, and we were just gonna work on a paper he had to pass out.
Alright, we're gonna be doing a worksheet today. If I hear any talking, you're being written up. This is an individual worksheet, so there's absolutely no reason to talk to anyone at all during this hour. Everyone come up to the front of the room right now and grab a paper.
Mrs. Grapes does it so each person at a table has a number, and she calls out a random number, and that person just gets up and gets the paper for the rest of the table, so it's easier to—
I will not have slaves in my classroom!
What did he just say? This man just compared picking up papers for other classmates to slavery. Slavery!
Damn.
Good God, I
mean, I haven't had intense teacher. I don't know what a
So we
substitute
did it
said
his
something,
way.
like,
The
or did
34 of
something
us
like that,
all got up at the same time and shuffled to the front of the room, awkwardly squishing together to grab a paper from the one pile he made for us.
which is not efficient.
You are a fruitcake. He did a lot of other weird over-the-top things.
You could have divided the papers
this was
by 4
far
and
the
just
best thing
given
I've
it
ever
to
witnessed.
one person at the table if you didn't want them to get up.
Lemon. You're a real
And
piece
then
of work.
they would just give it to everybody
No
else.
talking.
Ooh.
I'm going to call out your last name, followed by...
I like a little scroll thing that
This is an
Jaden's
individual
doing where
worksheet.
the work is going through.
Those reasons. I will not have slaffles in my classroom.
Look at that. Oh, look at all that nice artwork.
This is an individual worksheet, so the
Ooh. Look at all that. I like all that stuff.
There is Jaden here.
And then obviously there's the... There's a...
Jaden.
There's a... Oh look, there's Patreon, there's Deviant.
Jaden.
Art, there's
animations. Jaden.
I think that's Instagram. I forget which one's which. I think yeah, Instagram because it came before Twitter. Let me go back a sec. Came before Twitter. I mean not Twitter. Sorry. Came before I don't use it really. TikTok. There we go. I don't know if many people actually put their TikTok on there. Whatever. Anyways, that was that video with substitute teachers. You know, I also have an idea of how things are. You know, sometimes substitute teachers, most of them are chill, like I said. But then there's a few that are like, similar to that. Some of them are not as extreme. Some of them were kind of close. You know, I think I remember the one substitute teacher lady like there was even a group project we had to work on, but for some reason, even though she knew it was a group project, she still didn't let us talk like even a little more than we should. She's like made us talk minimal or something, like only like barely about the project. I'm like, oof. Some kids even got in trouble, like not like serious, more like personal trouble. Like she said, "Oh, I'm gonna turn this into the school, or whatever." But I'm pretty sure even if she did, pretty sure no kids were taken seriously about the trouble, because I don't remember anyone ever getting like a call or anything about, "Oh, this kid was doing this or whatever." I think most substitutes should just be in the middle. When it's just they have a thing planned out for class by the teacher that got left behind, just make sure the kids do that, and other than that, make sure they don't do too much noise or mess, and you'll be fine as long as that happens. You know, don't be too laid back though. At the same time, like that teacher they just showed an example of. I remember I had once a substitute, and they left during the middle of the class, and they just didn't come back. Like, and this happened twice. The first time, it just nobody said nothing. It just never, you know. But the second time, this teacher did by irony, like I remember, I think what was it? Like some office person came, and the teacher wasn't there, so the office person was like, "Where is it?" Like, I don't know. And then so they waited a little bit for the person to come back. They went out to check quickly, and then they came back because they're like, "We can't leave this classroom by itself." So then they called another office person to come. And they told the second one, like, "Oh, I'll stay here and be a substitute for a while, and you go out and check info about what happened." I don't know whatever really happened after that, but I think that teacher might have gotten in trouble because like they just left and didn't come back. I'm pretty sure you can't do that. You can leave quickly for something like personal or something, but I don't think you're allowed to just leave and never come back for the rest of the class. That was crazy. But anyways, this is another interesting video, you know, substitute teachers. Maybe when, like I said, if I ever get to a certain point, maybe I'll make my own videos, like more personal stuff. And, you know, make stories about them myself. We'll see. We'll see how things go. Won't expect incredible animation like this, or even none of the art style there. Oof. Won't be able to pull that off, but just something. So anyways, check out Jane Animations, you know, channel. Check out this video. Check out many others. And hey, hopefully you can come back and check out, you know, here, give it at least a watch. You know, that I would really appreciate it, you know. Also, like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell notification button so you can get notified about more videos in the future. Hope you enjoyed this and should enjoy more stuff of the day. And take care of yourselves. Goodbye.